order, or the Olympic order, and go from vault to bars to beam to floor. So they begin on vault. Kentucky will start on bars. Oklahoma begins on beam, and Georgia, in front of a raucous home crowd here in Stegeman Coliseum, will begin on floor exercise. As you can see on your screen, we will carry every routine from every team throughout tonight's competition. You will not miss a second of it, and we'll update these scores for you on the bottom of the screen as well throughout our competition. Only 2 spots, so winning, while nice, is not the essential thing. It is the top 2, and perhaps between Georgia, Kentucky, and Cal, a possible 3-way race for second if Oklahoma is anywhere close to where they were last night, a 198.3 in the regional semifinal, their highest road score in regional history. Cal underway with their first vault complete in the top left of your screen. That is Maya Bortis, the freshman, beginning things. And of course, the home crowd is keeping an eye on the bottom right of your screen, where Michaela McGee, the freshman, starts off competition for Georgia. McGee did not compete last night. Sammy Davis was in the leadoff spot for the Gym Dogs, but it's fellow freshman McGee that gets the nod here to try to begin the night for Georgia. Over on the balance beam, another freshman starting things off for the Sooners. It is Olivia Troutman, and senior Katie Stewart just completed her first routine on bars for Kentucky in the top right. You can see our first score of the night is an opening 9.85 for Maya Bortis, and a very fine start for Cal. Setting up for her final pass is McGee. Beautifully done, finished strong, and this crowd is, well, let me say it this way. There's a difference between the Friday 2 p.m. crowd in Athens and the Saturday 7 p.m. crowd. You can tell already from the jump it is a different atmosphere in Stegeman Coliseum tonight. Good vault from senior Sylvie Seilnacht in the top left. Stuck Yurchenko layout full, and Cal did very well yesterday on vault and on bars. Less so on beam and floor, so imperative for Cal to begin that early momentum and try to keep it going and hang on late to fend off a possible charge from Georgia and Kentucky. Right now on the bars, top right of your screen. That is freshman Callie Nixon, following an opening 9.85 from Katie Stewart. Cal has started 9.85, 9.8 on vault, up third for the Golden Bears. Freshman Talitha Jones down the runway. Jones, a Yurchenko layout full, just popped up on her toes a bit on the landing there, but very good overall. Second on the beam for Oklahoma, Brenna Dow, the terrific senior, one of 6 nominees for this year's AAI award. The outstanding competitor in collegiate gymnastics. And on floor, following an opening 9.85 from Michaela McGee, freshman Rachel Bauman, who begins with a beautiful double pike. Right into a double tuck, good controlled landing. Georgia, who has achieved this number 8 national ranking with the largest class of freshmen in the history of the program, is going to be led by them tonight, and fittingly it's 2 freshmen, McGee and Bauman, that begin things back-to-back here on floor for the Gym Dogs. Dismount for Oklahoma stuck as Bauman goes into her last pass. Very nicely done. Bauman did not have her best yesterday, a 9.6. And so while it's certainly taxing to have to compete for the second time in as many days, you get a chance, if you had a routine that you didn't love, for some instant redemption, and looked like that may be the case there for Dow. Cal putting up good numbers, 2 9.85s and a 9.8. Kentucky, 2 9.85s to start on bars, and we could be looking at a very high-scoring evening if the first 10 minutes or 5 minutes of this meet hold up. Cal on vault, number 12 in the nation. Kentucky on bars, number 13. Oklahoma is the best beam team in the country, and Georgia 9th on floor. Kentucky has come out of the gate with 3 straight 9.85s to begin on bars. Sydney Dukes, their senior, up now as we get our first Yurchenko 1.5 from Cal. That is freshman Milan Claussy. Had a 9.9.5 yesterday. Great freshman vaulter. Cal's another team with a youth movement going on. They've got a trio of really terrific freshmen. Maya Bordas, Milan Claussy, and Talitha Jones, who will contribute big routines throughout the night. Double layout, dismount, just a small step for Kentucky as home favorite Sydney Sneed, the lone senior on this Georgia roster, begins her floor routine. She's following a 9.85 from Michaela McGee and a 9.875 from Rachel Bauman. Sneed has a 10 in her Georgia career on this floor last year against Florida. Second pass. Finishing up with that Shushanova. As we'll have the final vaulter in the Cal lineup here. Bears will be our first team to a break with junior Rachel Mastrangelo. Yurchenko 1.5 and stuck. Stepped into the salute perhaps, but beautiful vault for Mastrangelo, who's following up a 9.9 from Claussy, and Cal has to feel very good about the way they came out of the gate here on the road. Sneed finishing up, double tuck. Perhaps just a touch low, but overall another very good floor routine for Georgia. They're halfway home in rotation number 1. Oklahoma doing Oklahoma things on beam. Troutman 9.9, Dow 9.95. Mentioned this yesterday, for as good as Oklahoma was, and they were historically good. From our friends at the balance beam situation, the 198.3 is the highest score ever in a regional by a non-hosting team. And they did it with Brenna Dow, their terrific senior all-arounder, not having her best day, a couple of 9.85s in there, and she's already added a 10th on beam with that 9.95 performance. A rare moment of calm here with no event happening at the moment, though we're about to see the score flashed our way. It's a 9.875 for Sneed. That matches Bauman. So up fourth for Georgia, third freshman in the lineup, Rachel Lucas, starts things off with a gorgeous double layout. On the beam now for Oklahoma is sophomore Carly Woodard, following a 9.9 and 2 9.95s from Brenna Dow and Nicole Lehrman. Boy, Lehrman, she was outstanding yesterday. Side aerial back handspring layout series for Woodard, who had a 9.925 in the evening session yesterday. Kentucky has 2 bars routines left from senior Alex Highland and junior Molly Korth. As Lucas gears up for her final pass, double pike, very good. Excellent routine from the freshman Lucas. She has made a huge difference in this Georgia floor lineup as a freshman. Been in there every meet this season as Woodard dismounts, and another stick from Oklahoma. The best beam team in the nation is looking like it here in rotation number 1. And it's a slight disadvantage, you could say, to have to be the team on beam when the home team is on floor. This is probably as raucous as that Georgia crowd is going to be coming out of the gate here. So a beautiful Tkachev at the top right of your screen from Alex Highland. Following a 9.75 from Sydney Dukes, and a night like tonight, that's almost the score you need to drop. Gearing up for her dismount, full twisting double tuck, and beautifully stuck from Highland. So the senior delivers, and it's 1 routine left for Kentucky on bars. Their junior Molly Korth. And it'll be a 9.925 for Rachel Lucas, high score of the evening for Georgia on floor. 2 to go for the Gym Dogs, Rachel Dixon and Sabrina Vega. 2 left on beam as well. That's Anastasia Webb and Maggie Nichols will be in the anchor spot, and we have 1 bars routine remaining, Molly Korth. So here's Dixon, and she had a good routine, just 1 issue, and it was on this first pass, the double Arabian. She stepped out of bounds last night. We'll see if she can pull it in. Still took that lunge forward, dragged that back foot a bit, but much better than it was last night, and will avoid the 1/10 deduction. And another change for Georgia this year is the upgrades all over the place and the added difficulty that they have brought to their routines. Very well controlled on the second pass there for Dixon as Anastasia Webb continues, and we're getting ready for Korth's dismount for Kentucky. Check that, her release. Nice pike Jaeger. Alex Highland had a 9.875. So Kentucky sitting on a 49.175 at the moment as Korth gets ready for her dismount. Just a small hop forward. Dixon's final pass, perfect double pike, and a stuck landing from Anastasia Webb. Great gymnastics anywhere you look here in Athens. Cal, as you can see, 49.375. That's a great start for Cal, and in fact, it's better than great. It is a season high, 49.375 on vault. Waiting on scores from each of our last 2 routines. (9.9) for Rachel Dixon. So Georgia 49.425, and outwalks Sabrina Vega, their floor anchor, and boy, she put together one heck of a routine yesterday. 9.975, matched her career high. Georgia's low score is a 9.85 that they'll try to drop here with Vega's routine. And on the beam for Oklahoma, Maggie Nichols. Vega's first pass, tuck full in, beautiful. Oklahoma, by the way, has alternated 9-9s and 9-9-5s to a 49-6-5-0 on Beam. That's their high Beam score of the season. So Cal and Oklahoma have come out of the gate here in the first rotation and set season best marks, 49-3 for Kentucky on bars. No slouch, but it's going to put them in fourth place. Vega gearing up for her final pass. Double pike, perfect. And with the crowd roaring, Nichols, her dismount. Round off 1.5, just the smallest of hops to finish up what was a brilliant beam rotation for Oklahoma.
This concludes our first rotation of competition.
Cal did so on vault, 49-3-7-5, so if you're the Golden Bears, you're feeling great, and yet that's only good enough for third place. Georgia with their second best floor total of the year, a 49-5-5-0 in second. Everybody trailing Oklahoma, 49-7 on Beam. They had 4 9-9-5s, 2 9-9s, and a terrific start from Oklahoma. Kentucky had a great bar set, but 49-3 puts them in fourth at the end of one rotation. You see the scores there on the bottom of your screen. Oklahoma #1 in the country, and looking like it. They have served notice to this point this season. We knew after yesterday's competition across the 4 different regional sites, no upsets. The top 16 teams are all still in, and makes for some thrilling regional finals. Georgia ready to get underway on vault as Michaela McGee leads off with a Yurchenko layout full, beautifully done. McGee got things started for Georgia with a 9-8-5 on floor and trying to do the same thing, set the table here on vault. Kentucky underway on beam. Ella Warren is up. Oklahoma moves to floor with Anastasia Webb, and bound to get underway for Cal momentarily is senior Sophie Seilnacht on bars. Webb had a 9-9 in yesterday's competition. Starts off with that front double full. Immediately into her second pass. Georgia opened with a 9-8-2-5 from Michaela McGee. Go back-to-back freshmen once again for the Gym Dogs. In fact, 3 of the 4 events. Georgia leads off with 2 freshmen. This is Abby Ward for Georgia. Ward, that Suk layout full, very well done. Just a small hop, like good body position in the air. As Webb finishes up with her Rudy. Great start for Oklahoma, and their fan section ends up right in that corner there behind the Oklahoma corral, so you can squint and pretend that you're at home if you're a Oklahoma gymnast on floor. Some good placement of fans there. Kentucky began with a 9-7 from Ella Warren, had an early balance check in that routine, and maybe a small one there from Josie Angeny, their freshman, who's up second. Rest of the Kentucky beam lineup: Molly Korth, Katie Stewart, Sydney Dukes, and Alex Highland. 3 seniors there at the end of their rotation. Kiana George on the bars right now for Cal. after an opening 9.825. Up third for Georgia, Sabrina Vega on vault. Yurchenko layout full, very nicely done. Just a small hop or pop up on her feet there. Anastasia Webb started things off for Oklahoma with a 9.95. Jordan Draper up second for the Sooners. Whip half 1.5. Just want to say it now while I still can that Oklahoma is not far off of a 199 pace. Those are things you don't get to say as a broadcaster too often. And Kentucky, after, again, a very good bar set, opens in fourth place and has not been able to put up the kind of numbers they needed so far. A couple in the 9.7 range. See there, the Yurchenko layout 1.5, just a step forward, but some good distance for Rachel Dixon as Draper finishes up. Got Molly Korth on the beam right now for Kentucky. Talitha Jones just finished her bar set. And again, nothing major for Kentucky right now, but just a couple of those small balance checks here and there. Round off double full. Very good job. Good finish from Korth. Now 9.7 was the score for Dixon, so I caught the end of that one late. There must have been obviously more than that step, and that might explain the distance from the table if she took an extra step or two out of that landing. 9.9 the score for Jordan Draper following the opening 9.95 from Webb. And here is Rachel Dixon. Check that, Rachel Lucas for Georgia. Yurchenko double full, beautiful. She's probably had more distance on some this year, but that had so much height. Time to pull that all the way around and plant the landing. Nicely done, and Georgia obviously will want to drop that 9.7 the way the scores are tonight. Those are not numbers you want to carry with you. Cal has been steady as she goes, all 9.8s, 9.85, 9.875 on bars right now. Double tuck, stuck landing, dismount, top right for Cal. Out on the floor is junior Jade Degovea. Degovea, front layout, front full. Sydney Sneed ready to go now for Georgia. Sneed, the vault anchor, ranked 4th in the nation on this event. Yurchenko layout 1.5, beautifully done. Stuck cold. 9.95 yesterday, which was her 4th of the year. Every vault has been 9.9 or higher for Sneed, and this will continue that trend. Stuck landing over on beam from Katie Stewart as Degovea finished up as well. It's an embarrassment of riches here in Stegman Coliseum right now. Anywhere you turn, it's a 9.95 from Sydney Sneed, so Georgia will indeed get the drop, the 9-7 from Dixon. I apologize because we have lost our individual scoring here in Stegman Coliseum for the moment. Cal had a 9.95 over on bars. I believe that was Emmy Waterston, who is a terrific bars worker, which would make that Alma Cook finishing up, and that should leave Maya Bortis for Cal. Kentucky has picked it up after a somewhat slow start. Stewart had a couple of 9.9s. We'll see what this ends up being as the number comes up for De Gavea on floor, a 9.9. Up fourth for Oklahoma is Evie Schofer. Brenna Dow and Olivia Troutman, two of the best in the country, will follow her to close out floor for OU. And Cal getting some 9.9 plus scores over on bars. Georgia overall certainly did not hit the heights they did yesterday with a 49.5. Very good double tuck here for Schofer. Georgia had a 49.5 to open the meet yesterday on vault. Don't think that they got back there here. We see another 9.95 for Cal over on bars. So here come the Bears. Maya Bortis, their freshman, in the anchor spot. Huge, huge Jaeger connected to the bail. My goodness. Perfect last handstand. Giant full right on top. Immediate double tuck. Stuck landing. Cal coming out of the gate hot here. Vault and bars. Brilliant for the Golden Bears as Schofer finishes up another nice floor routine for Oklahoma. They just have made it look effortless here this weekend. Things appear to be heading toward a very, very tight battle for second place. You can see the scores there. Georgia at a 98.925. Cal's still going to move up of that 98.825. They're only a tenth behind right now. I believe we still have the score to come for Bortis. Very nice series there on beam for Kentucky. Highland finishing up. Well done, Kentucky closing strong on beam. 9.875 for Schofer, and that is the low score tonight for Oklahoma. First sub 9.9 of the evening, and here is Brenna Dow beginning with the Dow front double pike. Skill named for her in the gymnastics code. Said yesterday that is the rarefied air that she breathes, and it's justly deserved. She had a 9.95 yesterday. 10 of her last 11 floor routines, 9.925 or higher. You can see, by the way, by the scores on your screen, that Cal has moved past Georgia for second place. Georgia not able to take advantage of vault, which has statistically been their best event this season. And Cal leads by the smallest possible margin, a quarter of a tenth. Kentucky's going to add to that 98.35, but still going to be sitting in fourth at the midway point. Front full front layout, double stag by Dow to finish up. Executing at such a high level right now. She had a 9.95 on beam. Brilliant floor routine as well, and we get to have a moment of relative calm here in Stegman Coliseum, and everyone can be treated to Olivia Troutman's floor routine. If you have not seen it yet, Troutman is ranked number 2 in the nation. She had a 9.975 yesterday. She does have a 10 to her credit earlier this season. Became the 4th Oklahoma freshman in program history with a perfect 10 in her freshman season. Dow got 110 for her efforts, but it will be a 9.95. And you can see Kentucky has now had the 9.925 score from Alex Highland factored into the score you see on the screen. So Cal, Georgia, Kentucky all final right now at the midpoint, with Cal and Georgia in a dead heat virtually for second place. Here is Olivia Troutman starting with a double layout. Front layout, front full second pass there for Troutman. Just every part of this routine is a joy to watch. The leaps, immaculate heading into her final pass, double tuck. More of what you would expect. As Troutman finishes up, Oklahoma, not that they needed it, they're already sitting at a 99.275, and they'll add to it. They'll drop the 9.875 from Chauffeur.
Gymnasts, please prepare to march to your next event. Your 2-minute transition will begin
as we get
shortly.
The floor score here from Troutman, and we will officially be halfway home. Third rotation will bring Cal to beam, Kentucky to floor, Oklahoma to vault, and Georgia to bars, and all of a sudden, Georgia and Cal in that race for second is looking like it's going to make for a very interesting finish. Fittingly, Georgia 8th, Cal 9th, and it has gone as you might have expected.
Gymnast, your 2-minute transition begins
and
now.
Troutman is going to have a 9.975, 2 10s, 2 9.95s. That's her second 9.975 in as many days here in Athens. 49.675 for Oklahoma on floor. They'll add a 10th to the score you see on your screen. And in rotation 3, Cal will be on beam, Kentucky on floor, Oklahoma on vault, and Georgia on bars. And as you can see, 4 events, 4 boxes on your screen. You can choose your own adventure here in the third rotation. And we'll get started on vault with Nicole Lehrman, the senior. Yurchenko layout 1.5, small hop forward. Oklahoma is the #1 vault team in the country, due in large part to the fact that they have 6 10-0 start value vaults. Georgia, it's funny to say they need to bounce back from a 49.375, but that's what it feels like in this meet. And need to put together bars better than they did yesterday, and that will be a good start. Stuck double layout from freshman Megan Roberts. Over on the floor right now is Haley Poland leading off for Kentucky. And we're ready for our second vaulter for Oklahoma. Trying to figure out the situation right now for Cal on beam, why they have not begun. It looks like it's something to do with the lineup. So we'll keep our eyes on that. As you see vault, Anastasia Webb, Yurchenko layout 1.5, just looked like a small step forward on the landing. Up second on bars for Georgia, Rachel Lucas. Good handstand after the Tkachev. Nice pack salto down to the low bar. 9.875 was the opening score for Megan Roberts. Double layout, small hop back for Lucas. And we are finally underway on beam as well with freshman Talitha Jones leading off for Cal. Cal closed incredibly strong on bars. 3 straight 9.95s. Emmy Waterston, Alma Cook, and Maya Bordis. And that has vaulted Cal into second place. You see the best of the vault so far for Oklahoma, Jade DeGavea. 3rd straight 1.5, but the cleanest of the landings. Opening 9.875 for Haley Poland on floor for Kentucky. Up second, Katie Stewart. Stewart maybe dragged that front foot a little bit on the double pike. As over on the bars, top right of your screen, senior Sydney Sneed. Clear hip to a Tkachev. Great handstand work here. Very smooth, very deliberate. 9.85 was the score for Lucas. Another great handstand here for Sneed. Double layout, stuck landing. Maybe the smallest of steps there, but very well done by Sneed. And you know, it bears mentioning as we come down the home stretch of this meet, obviously for 2 of these teams, this is your, as a senior, potentially your final gymnastics meet. The individual qualifiers will come out of this regional as well, but there is no doubt that every one of these routines takes on outsized significance right now as we get down the stretch. Stewart, one of those seniors, finishing up with a Rudy for Kentucky. On the beam now is freshman Milan Clossy for Cal. The opening beam score was a 9.85 for Talitha Jones. Maggie Nichols getting ready to vault for Oklahoma. Clossy, very good through her series there. Back handspring layout, step out. As Alexa Al-Hamid onto the bars, following a 9.9 from Sydney Sneed. That's the high score for Georgia thus far. And and a 9-9 for Katie Stewart on floor as Maggie Nichols gets ready to vault. Top left of your screen, Yurchenko 1.5. Oh, just a small step back as Al-Hamid finishes up a small step for her on the landing. I didn't even see it, but I can tell you that her Tkachev was enormous. That has been her hallmark. The freshman has really made a name for herself on the uneven bars for Georgia. She was an SEC All-Freshman on that event. Oklahoma has had 3 9-8 9-9s and a 9-8-5, the only outlier there from Webb. Waiting the scores from Nichols, and then we'll have Brenna Dow to finish up on vault for Oklahoma. Out on the floor right now for Kentucky is Ella Warren, the sophomore. Al-Hamid a 9-9, so she goes back-to-back 9-9s. Brenna Dow vaulting for Oklahoma. Beautiful, oh, just a small step back there on the landing for Oklahoma, who, and again, you look at a string of 9-9s and you say Oklahoma didn't have their best vault, but certainly not matching what they did last night. I don't believe that we saw a perfectly stuck vault from Oklahoma. Looked like Dixon caught the high bar a little close on her way back up, trying to finish up strong here. Full twisting double layout and a stuck landing for Dixon. Brought it back there at the end. As Cassidy Keelan right now on the beam for Cal. Ella Warren just finished up for Kentucky. And the final vault score comes up for Brenna Dow, 9.875. So, again, it's being too dramatic to call it a missed opportunity or anything of the sort, but the one time tonight you can say Oklahoma was not in the stratosphere on their execution and their scores. 49.450 for Oklahoma on vault. 148.825. They still remain on 198 pace, which would be their second of the weekend. Scores for Dixon, it's another 9-9. That's 3 straight for Georgia. Gym Dogs with a 49.425 on bars, and they'll try to drop a 9.85 with their anchor, Marissa Oakley. Kentucky's gone back-to-back 9-9s on floor. And Cal has started with 2 9.85s, and this will be this scoring all over the map. 9.825 looks like for Cassidy Keelan. Oakley on the bars for Georgia. Perfect handstand there. Line on the Pac Salto. Handstand half pirouette on the low bar. As Alex Highland underway on floor. Oakley really selling those handstands, getting ready for her dismount. Full twisting double tuck. Stuck landing for Marissa Oakley. He's got this crowd and her team whipped into a frenzy after that one. Georgia needed to improve from what they did on vault to put some pressure on Cal and force the Golden Bears to hold serve if they want to keep their lead, and Georgia has executed their half of the bargain. Beautiful mount there by Sophie Seilnock to the senior onto the beam for Cal. Front aerial backhand spring combination there for Seilnock. And the Georgia crowd going crazy because it's a perfect 10. Marissa Oakley, a perfect 10, the first of the regional. A career high for the sophomore and pandemonium here in Athens. And just like that, the Gym Dogs post a season high on bars, and Cal needing to block all of this out on beam right now. What a moment there for Oakley, the first perfect 10 of her Georgia career, finishing up. Give a lot of credit there to the senior Sophie Seilnacht for blocking all of that out. It's not 10,000 here in Stegman Coliseum, but it felt like that in that moment to witness a perfect 10 from Marissa Oakley, and Seilnacht went and knocked out the remainder of her beam routine. We've got 2 left for Cal, senior Chelsea Shue and freshman Maya Bordas. 2 left for Kentucky as well on floor. This is Molly Korth, and she'll be followed by Sydney Dukes. 9.925 from Alex Highland, and don't forget about Kentucky. They've been in 4th since the start of this competition, but they've knocked out 2 9.9s and a 9.925 on floor. And they've got some heavy hitters here. Great start, tucked full in. Korth and Dukes, their last 2, both had 9.9s yesterday. And Cal needs to finish on beam the way they finished on bars. Beam scoring's been interesting. We've seen certainly more of a separation from the judges there. I think we saw everything from a 9.75 to a 9.9 for Seilnacht there, but Cal, with their first 4 beam routines, all been in the 9.8 range. And with Georgia throwing out that 10 late, Cal's got some work to do. Either way, we're going to come down to the 4th rotation with everybody within striking distance of second, and Oklahoma cruising to what would be their 10th consecutive regional title. Beautiful double pike to finish up. Yeah, I misspoke earlier. We had a change in the beam lineup for Cal, so this is Maya Bordas. Keelan is dropped into the anchor spot. Chelsea Shue competed 4th. Top 3 remained the same. I apologize for a few misidentifications there. Dismount, gainer full off the side, stuck landing. And I'm thinking we may have had a further change on beam even from the change that we have here. Try to sort that out for you for Cal. We know the scores are correct. 2 9.85s and 2 9.825s for the Golden Bears. Kentucky on floor. Sydney Dukes finishing up. Molly Korth, meanwhile, 9.95. Kentucky already a season best 49.550 on floor. And a chance to add to it here with the always brilliant Sydney Dukes. Had a 9.9 yesterday. Her season high mark, a 9.925. Full front layout, second pass. And this is Cassidy Keelan for Cal on beam. Dukes, meanwhile, getting ready to finish up. Double tuck. Nicely done. Kentucky coming roaring back here in the third rotation on floor exercise. The 9th-ranked Wildcats not going down without a fight here in Stegman Coliseum. Bringing a season-high score when they needed it most. And now just Cal to finish up on beam. So we await the final floor score there for Dukes on the dismount. Nicely done. And stuck landing for Cal, and the Golden Bears fired up for their junior Cassidy Keelan.
This concludes our third rotation of competition. Gymnasts, please prepare to march to your next event.
To the NCAA championships, there are your scores through 3 rotations. Oklahoma 148.825. Georgia in second, 148.5. Cal in third, just a 10.5 out of second place, 148.350. And less than 2/10 behind them, Kentucky 148.175. Kentucky is going to be the first team to post a score. They're on vault and will finish first. Oklahoma is on bars. In pole position right now, Georgia on beam and already underway with Sydney Sneed. And Cal will finish up, likely knowing what number they need to hit if they want to chase down Georgia and steal the second spot. Yurchenko layout full to begin from Kentucky's Elena Kwan. Anastasia Webb on the bars, and Sydney Sneed, the senior, leading things off. Well, Marissa Oakley may have saved the season for Georgia. A perfect 10 to close out the last rotation on bars. It is the first perfect 10 on bars for Georgia since Courtney Kupets-Carter was just Courtney Kupets back in 2009. The now head coach of the Gym Dogs in her senior season was the last person with a perfect 10 on bars. Sydney Sneed finishing up, round off double full, small hop back on the landing, but as always, so solid, so steady in that leadoff roll for Georgia on beam. No margin for error, no team has blinked tonight. We've not had a score below 9-7. It has been unbelievably high-quality gymnastics and no reason to think it won't continue here till the end. It begins with a stuck double pike from Sylvie Seilnock, the senior, over on floor. Kentucky's second vault, just a little short on the Yurchenko layout full from Sydney Dukes. Rachel Dixon waiting to go on beam for Georgia. Front layout, front full second pass for Seilnock. Oklahoma has Alex Marks out on the bars after an opening 9.925 from Anastasia Webb. Small shuffle on the landing there for Marks. Seilnock gets ready to finish up on floor. A good start there for Cal. Key for Cal has been how they've closed these rotations. They finished out bars with 3 straight 9.95s. They closed out beam with a 9.925 and a 9.95. As Dixon gets through her series, no issue there. And they've got a pair of home run hitters, does Cal, in their last 2 spots on floor. 2 freshmen, Maya Bortis and Milan Clossie, in certainly the most pressure-packed routines of their young careers. Back handspring layout, 1.5, and a stuck landing to finish up for Dixon. Rare moment here with no action, waiting on scores, and you see one there pop up on floor. 9-8-5 for Silnacht to begin on floor. This was the weak link for Cal yesterday in the regional semifinal, 48-9-5, and they will need a handful of tenths more than that, already off to a good start. Meanwhile, Rachel Dixon, 4 9-9-5s across the board. And Georgia going to make it very tough for Cal or Kentucky to mount a comeback with scores like that if they can continue them. And Chelsea Shue comes up short, has to take a step or two in. Out on the beam for Georgia's freshman Michaela McGee. You see a Kentucky vault there. Yurchenko layout full, perfectly stuck. Beautiful vault. That was Alex Highland up fourth in the Kentucky order, and Kentucky's got their two 10-0 vaulters, Katie Stewart and Molly Korth, remaining. A little balance check there, it looked like, from McGee. And a small step on the landing for the freshman. As Shue finishes up, Oklahoma has been 9-9 plus throughout this rotation. We did have a 9-8-5 from Alex Marks. This is Brenna Dow getting ready to finish up. Dow double layout, small step forward. Here's Katie Stewart, Yurchenko layout 1.5, and thrilled about that one. Being 9-8 for Michaela McGee, so unable to sustain that momentum from Rachel Dixon's 9-9-5. Georgia's had two 9-8s. And we have one vaulter left for Kentucky. This will be the final routine of the night for the Wildcats. And Kentucky hoping that this is not the final vault of their season as a team. It will be junior Molly Korth. Cal score from Shue, a 9-7-5, and at this point that has to be the number that Cal drops. They've got to knock out these next four. Sophie Silnacht on the floor now for the Golden Bears. Good series there from Marissa Oakley, who's got to have some adrenaline coursing through her after that 10. Here comes Korth to finish up for the Wildcats. Yurchenko layout 1.5, beautiful finish. Credit to Kentucky, they did what they needed to do, and now the question is, will it be enough? Can they post a number and make it stand up over top of Georgia and Kentucky? Already at a 197.375 as Oakley finishes up with a stuck landing. And it's a 9.95 to finish up for Molly Korth. Kentucky's going to post a season-high score, and you know what? If you're Tim Garrison, you got to say to your team, you come in here to the regional final, you post a season-high score, you let the rest of the chips fall. Everyone in blue would have signed on the dotted line for this performance this evening, and they should be terrifically proud of their performance here tonight. And now the sickening waiting game, standing in your corral and seeing if the number is going to be enough. Georgia's gotten another 9-9 plus routine. Marissa Oakley has been heroic for the home team tonight. We have one routine left for Oklahoma, and I know we haven't talked much about them in this rotation because their placement into the national championship is all but solidified right now, but to watch this team in person over the last 2 days has been absolutely remarkable. They are just firing on all cylinders. Here's Maggie Nichols. The ray immediately connected to the Pac Salto. Onto the beam for Georgia's Rachel Bauman as Nichols gets ready to finish up for Oklahoma. Stuck landing. The Sooners brought it all weekend here in Athens. 2 straight performances of 198.3 plus on the road. And they are moving on to the NCAA championships in Fort Worth, and they will be a force to be reckoned with as they seek their 4th national title. Fittingly, the last 2 teams standing, the 2 that were battling it out for 2nd and 3rd, and the magic number for Georgia and Cal is the 197.6 you see on your screen from Kentucky. We know Oklahoma is in. As Bauman finishes up, round off double full, stuck landing. And now the sophomore Kiana George for Cal on floor. And how about this to finish up for Oklahoma? Maggie Nichols sends the Sooners into Fort Worth with a perfect 10 on bars. Not that they needed it, but boy, is that a statement to make to close out their victory, their 10th straight regional win, 198-475, highest score in the country to this point this season. Back-to-back 198 threes and over in the regional. Stuck cold. Kiana George finished up with a really beautiful finish there. So you know there's a lot happening when you're late to pick up a perfect 10. Unbelievable start to finish here for Oklahoma. They were brilliant to watch. And you can see Georgia 197.9 off of the last score, which eliminates Kentucky. And now it is down to Cal and Georgia for the final spot in the national championship. Final routine of the night for Sabrina Vega. 8th in the nation on beam. She had a 9.925 in yesterday's regional semifinal competition. Massive floor score coming up here for Cal. This is just a heavyweight battle between Georgia and Cal. I believe that's a 9.95 for Georgia. It is. This one is far from over. Perfect series from Vega. Finishing up, small hop on the landing, but a beautiful routine overall and a terrific performance from the Gym Dogs. Highlighted by the perfect 10 from Marissa Oakley. We'll see what Georgia's number is, and Cal has 2 routines left to go chase down the home team. Short landing from Bordas on the tuck full in. Boy, it is just, it's so much pressure right now to know that you've got to be close to perfect for Cal. We'll be able to sort the math out a little better in just a moment here once we have this final Georgia score. Front double full, well done. And the crowd is erupting to see a 9.95 by Vega to finish up. Back-to-back 9.95s from Bauman and Vega. Season-high beam, 198 for Georgia, their first of the season. 198.050. Cal is likely going to come up short. They would need back-to-back perfect 10s to match. Again, all of our scoring unofficial until the ink is dry and the score sheets are signed. And Bortis, who has had a sensational freshman season, not her absolute best on floor, and that is likely to seal Cal's fate here with one routine left. But, you know, we said it about Kentucky, and the same for Cal here tonight. Those 3 straight 9.95s on bars gave Cal a slight lead over Georgia at the midway point, and again, I think any one of these teams would have signed for their performance and for their score. You can't control what happens around you. And as this number comes up, it's going to make it official. Georgia seems to know it, or at least sense it over in their corral. It's a 9-7 for Maya Bortis. And with that, Oklahoma and Georgia, with 198 plus performances, have clinched a berth in the 2019 NCAA championships. They are moving on to Fort Worth. The final routine of the night will belong to Cal freshman Milan Clossie, the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. Tuck full in, beautiful start. Cal's season high score is a 197.575. It's also their program record score. They said it earlier this season. They are very likely, with a good routine here from Clossie, to set a new program record. And again, you come in as the 4th seeded team in a 4-team competition, knowing you need to finish in the top 2, and you walk out with a program record. You can't control anything beyond that. They have to be pleased and proud of what they've done. I'm sure it won't feel like that in the moment. When they have a chance to reflect, and this new regional format is unforgiving. We used to have 12 teams go to the final site, and then a Super 6, and now it's only 8. And the level of competition has just been raised across the nation as the spots shrink. Clossie finishes up with a beautiful floor routine. It will feel bittersweet for her and for the Golden Bears as they come up short. We'll see what this final number is and give you the final scores before we say goodnight. This has been one heck of a weekend. It started back on Thursday with NC State and New Hampshire in the play-in. NC State advancing to our final 8 here in Athens. Oklahoma made the story yesterday with a 198 plus. And then they made a new storyline here this evening with a 198.475. They break their own record for the highest road score in the history of the NCAA regionals by a road team. And Georgia, what a time for their first 198 of the season. What a time for their first perfect 10 on bars since 2009, the senior season of Courtney Coupette's, when she accomplished the feat. It's a 9.875 for Milan Clossie. 197.675 for Cal, good enough for 3rd place for the Golden Bears and a new program record score. Kentucky set a season-high score. Georgia set a season-high score. Oklahoma set a season-high score. That's the kind of night it was tonight, and you can talk about high scores and judging, but it was also terrific execution. I believe, checking my math, we were 24 for 24 across all four teams, 96 for 96. No one missed. Everyone brought their best, and when the dust settled, Oklahoma and Georgia are moving on to the national championship. Congratulations to both the Sooners and the Gym Dogs as the Sooners look for their 4th national title and Georgia looks for their 11th. Cal and Kentucky see their seasons end tonight despite season-high scores. That will do it for our coverage here on the SEC Network. I want to thank you for being with us tonight and all this weekend from Athens. On behalf of our entire crew, this is Kevin Kopp saying thank you so much for watching. Good night, everybody, from Athens, Georgia.